Hey everybody, welcome to Cognac, Cupcakes and Conversations. Cheers, a virtual tasting. This week we'll be featuring the one and the only Carter Sade. Hey girl!
Hey!
Well, we always like to start things off on a happy note, so we're going to start off with a cheers. Everybody got their glasses in their hands?
Ready.
Cheers!
Yes.
All right, girl, let's just go ahead and dig right into it. How does one define their purpose? And is every task meant to be purpose-driven?
Personally, I feel like so purpose is something I feel like I've been trying to figure out for forever. Sometimes I think that it's ever changing, but the crazy part about it is that as you're seeking it, it finds you. And so when I think about purpose, I think about the things that I'm most passionate about in my heart, the things that I'm dreaming about. Sometimes I say that's God speaking to me in my dreams. And he places and plants seeds. And so you know that that's what you're supposed to be doing. Or then sometimes like you can be doing something that you like, look, this ain't for me, I ain't about it, but it continues to come your way over and over and over again. And so then I'm like, okay, obviously there's something that I'm supposed to be doing here. So let me just take the lessons. I think learning lessons in everyday tasks, they get you to your purpose. So people define it so many ways, but I honestly think that you know what it is in your heart of hearts, the thing that you can't stop thinking about and makes your heart beat. And then the thing that you despise and you become really good at after a while, and you're like, actually, this is what I was supposed to be doing the entire time. So you change your perspective.
I feel that way about entrepreneurship, honestly. Like, right. I have a love-hate relationship with entrepreneurship. And the love is like, I love the product that comes from it. The hate is how hard it is to get there. So I feel you on that one.
It's so funny that you say how hard it is to get there, because people think I'm a full-time entrepreneur and I am not. But the thing is that I've been trying to be a full-time entrepreneur probably since 2013, and we still not there. So I definitely get it. I definitely get it.
Girl, right there with you, okay? And I'm just like y'all, like I didn't think that was what my mission was going to be, but my, what is it called when you, I'm sorry, the drink is already getting my ministry. I didn't think that
ministry.
entrepreneurship was going to be my ministry. I started out wanting to be a journalist. And I mean, I think the nice thing about entrepreneurship is you can still get some of those things out,
right.
And so, it's just interesting how that is, but you still had to manage, you still got to get that check. But someone I used to work with called it like seed money. If you see those, 9-to-5 jobs, the income that you get from that as seed money, then you
use it to fund your dreams. And so I look at it like that every day. Like I'm like, okay, I'm working my 9-to-5. I might not like it here. I went to school. I'm working in my career field. So everybody be like, oh, you got a job in your career field. But I'm like, but I'm not excited about that because that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Like,
right.
I'm supposed to do that, but I got good grades and made it happen. But at the same time, I'm using that money to fund my dreams, my entrepreneur dreams. And so when you asked, I think the second part of your question, you said, is every task meant to be purpose-driven? And I think the answer is yes. And so even like, or how we're talking about 9-to-5s and jobs, like the skill sets that you're learning on your job, you can use in your business. So anything can align.
Yeah. Okay.
And I guess I did that a little backwards. I should have let you do your intro to let everybody know who you were.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that same question.
Oh, you're fine. It's so weird because we get so caught up in titles. And when I used to introduce myself, I would tell people like, I do whatever it is that you think I do. Like, I don't know what to tell you what it is that I do, because people used to know me, believe it or not, a couple of years ago as the rap girl, because I was like really big and It Works. So It Works is where I kind of got my entrepreneur bug, I guess, so to speak. And I got caught up in that for like maybe 3 years, did really well. And then I said, you know what? It took over my brand. People literally called me like I'm more than a rap girl. I didn't want to be the rap girl anymore. So I let that go. And I think I pretty much got my start in terms of branding myself when I launched a blog called Unashamed This Is Me. And so I did that blog for like 6 years. And it was just a way to get people just to tell their truth, to stand in it and seek purpose despite what it looks like for anybody else, or, your own journey, like own your journey and figure out what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And so I started there, and then I was like, okay, tired of blogging. I'm inconsistent. Like, even though people like my stuff, I'm like, I'm still inconsistent. They be like, when you writing something else? I be like, next week, and it'd be 3 months. So
that's us.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, that's not working for me. And so then I realized that I wanted to speak more. And so I started making like little videos, but it wasn't even anything that I wanted like traction from. I just wanted to encourage myself, because the blog for me, which is why I liked it, was healing. Like, so every entry that I ever written was literally me talking to myself, but I projected it like I was talking to other people. And so I flipped it with speaking. And so I started doing motivational videos to encourage myself. And so now I'm like, okay, I was running with my mother for a while because she's a host, event host, and she does like stage plays and things like that. And then I saw my mom and was like, oh, I could do that. Like, I should be doing that. And so she let me come with her one day to one of her plays, and I got to co-host alongside her. And once I did that, I was like, well, this is what I want to do. Like, this is definitely what I want to do. So now when people ask me what it is that I do, I tell them that I'm a media personality. I host events, but I also have my own talk show, Carter's Table Talks, which is super, super new. We are 4 episodes in, and we just started during the quarantine. That's my quarantine project.
Yeah.
So I'm an event host, a media personality, and whatever else you need me to be in the moment. Pretty much.
Word.
Yeah.
I love that. You're not afraid to be multifaceted, because like they said on that show Boomerang, you got to be multi-hyphenated out here as a millennial. To not for the grind, but also to get your passions out there. So with that said, you have many projects in your pocket. So, we all know that's kind of hard to balance at times, or it takes a special type of person to balance it. So I want to know, how do you separate each brand from your personal brand?
I don't, because when I try to separate them, I confuse myself a lot, and it's so stressful. Like, you're like, oh, like, because so the other brand is Hey New Friends now, so I put it up to like 2 now. I'm down to 2. At first it was Unashamed. This is me, Carter Sade, Hey New Friends, like. But now it's just literally Carter Sade and Hey New Friends, but we're one. So I always say everything is under the Carter Sade brand. But when I did try to separate everything, it's a tug of war, because you're like, okay, I can post this content here, or I can post this content here, and you got to figure out what you're going to do with it. And I'm like, you know what? You are your brand, the person. So whatever I speak about is going to become my brand. So I don't separate them anymore. Like, I give as much time to Hey New Friends as I do Carter Sade. But when I speak about Hey New Friends, they know me as a person. I'm the representative of it. I'm the face of it. So everything is in one. But with that, you do have to be super organized, because I do find myself like wanting to do more with Carter Sade now that I have table talks. But I'm just like, oh no, but I still like my girls over here. But since we're in the quarantine, it's kind of harder to do meetups, but we're making things happen. But I think it's best when you don't separate them. Like, let everybody know what it is that you're doing all in one. So even if you are applying for a job, I think sometimes people miss out because they leave things off their resume. But if you have all those skill sets, you need to let the people know of everything that you can do. Like, you are a walking brand yourself.
That's a fact. Yeah. And then like, even with like from the social media aspect of things, like trying to put everything into making all these different social media accounts.
Yeah, people make a bunch of different pages and confuse people. I'm just like, put all your stuff in one place. It's okay. Yeah. Like, I do have the Hey New Friends page just because we do have meetups and things like that. But I talk about both on both platforms. But you do see sometimes people have like 6 different pages, and then like they'll have 3 followers. I'm like, make more money by using where you got the most people. Like,
exactly.
You're supposed to just use what you have, the resources that are in your hands. I think sometimes we just make it a little too complicated.
Facts. So this quarantine season has been absolutely crazy. And, like, everybody has tried to pick up different trades. Like, oh, I'm going to sketch. Oh, I'm going to learn a new language. They put all these, like, aggressive goals on their list. So what has this quarantine season taught you?
I think the quarantine season has taught me to value my time more. I think, like I said, we just kind of rushed on it earlier. Procrastination is a big thing in my world, and I used to beat myself up about it. But now I realize that it's not necessarily procrastination, but I also need rest as well. So the quarantine has taught me to expose, but to also rest. So there is time in the day for you to do everything that it is that you want to do, but you just got to break it down and make it make sense. So don't go on overdrive trying to achieve these, like, I can never say the word, grandest goals. Like, don't go on overdrive trying to do that, but make a realistic goal for yourself, and then you make your own timeline and what works for you, not what works for everybody else.
Is there any like specific tools that you use? Like, do you use like Pinterest as a way, like,
I hate Pinterest. I'm not.
You do?
Yes. Like, I want to get into Pinterest because now that I like, as you get a little older, you be like, oh, I like home decor. Like, let me get on there. And so people tell me about Pinterest all the time, but I can't get with it. Like, I'm not that creative in that way. And so people think I'm super creative. I am not. Like, so Pinterest is really confusing. I get on there and I'm like, oh, this is a good recipe. This is a good workout. But I don't know how to make cute boards and things like that. So no, I'm a list person. In my phone, I have notes. Like, literally, I wake up and I'm like, if I have an idea for the day, I'll make it as a note and put a bunch of bullet points. And that's how I literally execute everything and use a calendar. But I wish that I could get into stuff like that. I think it would look good because I am a visual person, but I need somebody else to make it visual. Like, I can't do it.
I feel you on that because I at first I couldn't do it. When I first discovered Pinterest, I was like, oh, okay, people be making like even outfits and stuff like that. They be having outfit ideas and concepts like Kel does that. But it wasn't until like I was getting married that I actually dove into Pinterest and started making like the whole board and the mood board and all that different stuff. And then that like bled into me actually like, oh, look at all these recipes. Oh, let me make apartment.
See, I don't think I would do it. I think that when I got married, my best friend would have to do everything. Like, she would know, like, oh, she's not gonna like that. She'll like that, and I couldn't tell you what it is that I would really want.
You'd be surprised. Let me tell you something, okay? I know this is off topic, but you'd be surprised because I don't know. Like, for me, I was never that girl that was like, you know what? I know exactly what dress I'm gonna wear. Mermaid with the tulle in the back, like, and the location. Like, I never was that girl until it was time. And luckily, I have a friend in Kel, a best friend in Kel. She's my maid of honor. That is also organized and is that girl. She's actually that girl.
Right.
Who knew everything that she wanted already. So when you got someone that's in your arsenal like that, that's your best friend too.
And I think it's dope that you guys do this together because my best friend is a lot like you. And so with Hey New Friends, the only reason that I'm able to really thrive is because she's the creative director behind the brand. So I'm able to tell her things that I like and want to do. And then like when she moved here to the DC area, we're from Michigan originally, but when she moved to the DC area, she just like literally ran with it. And I'm like, blessings, because I have all
I know, right?
Yes, I'm like, I need
fun when you have somebody that you actually like who gets your vision and who, like, you don't have to explain XYZ, like they can just choo.
Yeah, and when you're doing the most, like she'll tell me, she's like, yeah, that's ugly. And I'm like, okay, that's like, you do that, you do this, I'll just be over here. So I appreciate you.
That's her. I love it.
Awesome. That's awesome. It's important to discuss that, like having someone on your team that, how has that helped your growth with I know you just mentioned how it helps you like just with decision making, but has it helped you with the growth in your businesses?
Yeah, because I'm a Libra and we're very indecisive at times. And so I had a hard time like just making a decision when it comes to my brand. Like a lot of the times I second guess myself or I just want to weigh all of the options and sometimes it's just totally unnecessary. So just having somebody, like you said, that you can just lean on sometimes and share ideas, it helps a lot. Because this can be tiring. It can be very tiring. Like I said, we do still work 9-to-5s and we're trying to build a brand in the process. And you can get discouraged and then some days you just don't want to do anything. So just having somebody that you can lean on, it makes the load a lot, it's not a heavy lift as much. So it helps me a lot. And then I always tell her that I appreciate her like 24 times a day. She probably thinks I'm super mushy, but I just have to let her know. I have to let her know because I appreciate it and everybody who helps me with this because I couldn't do it by myself because I'm impatient. Like,
me too.
Yeah. But shout out to the people who believe in me.
Yes,
we need believers.
Yes.
For sure. And that was a really great way to end that little segment. Mm-hmm. And we're going to end off with one more cheers for the...
Okay. Yes, shout out. Yeah, let's cheers to the people. Let's cheers to the believers. The believers and the supporters.
Plug in. We can cheers to Hey New Friends. There you go.
Yes. Say it again. Cheers to Hey New Friends.
Yes, Hey New Friends.
Yes.